Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Vito. Welcome back to the Vitoverse. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back and I'm hot. I'm ready. I'm ready to go in. Before we do anything though, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You see we're going up. Get down and get lost. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm here to talk about the real reason, or at least what I believe is the real reason why Stephen A and Skip have beef. And if you don't think that they have beef, you can see all of the back and forth that have been going on between the both of these two for the last month at least, ever since the new revamped Undisputed has come around. Stephen A has been very vocal about how he feels about the show in general. Now, if you ever notice, Stephen A is like, he's a masterful talker. So he will try to mask his disdain or his reasons for something by coming up with something else. So, boom. He talked about how he was upset about losing Michael Irving and Keyshawn Johnson. And for the Michael Irving issue, he says that, yeah, Michael Irvin lost his job or lost his place at ESPN because of the situation that happened at the Marriott and how he didn't want Keyshawn Johnson gone. And I do believe that those things are true. However, it's about who he lost them to. I'm not talking about Fox. I'm talking about to Skip Bayless. You know, also his need and his want for Shannon Sharpe. Now that had a lot to do with Shannon Sharpe being a really entertaining sports analyst. At the end of the day, you can say, what does he really know about basketball? You can say, what does he really know about every other sport other than football? The thing with Shannon Sharpe is he's entertainment. All of that smoking a Black and Mild, cognac, dark liquor, whatever, you know, could be seen as cooning. But at the end of the day, for the most part, it was seen as good entertainment. He's a great entertainer. And it would be even sweeter for Stephen A. Smith to get Shannon Sharpe coming off of the heels of him being with Skipford Bayless. Also, do you guys remember that little back and forth that they had a few months ago, which had to do with who needed who on the show and how the show First Take was going before Stephen A permanently joined? That was strange, especially for two co-workers who tend to speak highly about each other, or at least a version of highly about each other, right? All of that stems from this beef that they have. All of that is included in this beef that they have. And I was also listening to Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith talk, and there was a lot of subliminals about what happens in the backstage or what happens behind the cameras. And it seems to me that they're both kind of alluding to the fact that Skip Bayless is some type of snake. Because if you watch the episode from Club Shay Shay, it was like an emphasis. They were saying something, but they weren't really saying something. And usually when that happens, it usually means that there was something really, really crazy happening and they don't want to talk about it. So I don't want to say exactly what happened, but I'm just going to keep alluding to something happening. You get what I mean? Honestly, I think the beef stems from a few different things, you know. One, Skip Bayless comes off to me as a person who's watched Undisputed and First Take for many, many years, and being a young adult myself, but also being within the world of business, not entertainment, but just in the world of business itself. It just seems like here's what's happening, right? Skip Bayless is the type of person who wants to give you an opportunity until he thinks that the opportunity is getting to your head, i.e., until he thinks that you're getting bigger than him. And then it becomes a problem, you know? Because if you look at it with Stephen A, like, during their time together, it was always seen as Skip Bayless is the villain, Stephen A is the hero, or Skip Bayless's takes are insane and Stephen A comes with the common sense takes. There's always been that yin and yang, and I think Skip Bayless, even if you see with the Shannon Sharpe situation, it was Skip Bayless is the villain who just says a bunch of crazy things or a bunch of things that are incorrect and need to be corrected. And Shannon Sharpe came off as the likable co-host, the one that was more, let's say, the one that was coming up with takes where it made sense to everyone. But here's my thing also with that is Skip Bayless acts like that on purpose because that's what makes the show. He is what makes the show. His ridiculousness is a sort of like an acquired taste that everybody has acquired, and I think that is the formula for his shows. But with those type of formulas, it's going to get to a point where somebody is more liked than somebody else, and it always ends up that everybody else is liked more than Skip Bayless, and he tends to have a problem with that. And you can tell that he has a problem with that just by the way towards the end of these runs, how he addresses each individual. I also believe that Stephen A feels like Skip abandoned him. I think that is Stephen A's biggest problem, is he feels like Skip abandoned him on First Take once the show had reached this certain height. And he just, and because of what I mentioned earlier about Stephen A being more likable, Skip didn't like how the direction of how it was going. And instead of trying to work it out, he just said, forget it, I'm going to Fox, and then I'm going to bring somebody else over there, and I'm going to make him a star, and then forget you, Stephen A. And then, so it seemed like that backfired on him again, because literally the same thing happened again. And that's why they're going with this platform of sportscasting by committee. Even though that is something that he also kind of copied from First Take. But hey. So there are a few things that play into this beef. I'm really very, very curious to see what comes of the new Undisputed and the new First Take, because I think personally I really like Shannon Sharpe. I also really like Keyshawn Johnson. I think he's a very good sports commentator, but he's also a very likable person. Michael Irving, to me, I'm not gonna lie, he's a ball of fire. I really don't know how you can be on a show with someone who just screams the whole time. I think Skip was even shocked that first episode at how much screaming was going on. You should have seen the look on his face was like, I'm also interested to see what Richard Sherman becomes. And I also think that I saw someone very interesting, someone who I think is a very interesting sports commentator. That would be Acho. He also made an appearance on Undisputed. I think he's going to be the dark horse star of this new Undisputed cast. I'm excited to see what Shannon Sharpe does at First Take, even though it's going to be on a limited basis. I don't know. I'm actually excited, But let me know what you think, how you feel in the comments. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. It's Vitoverse, and I'm out.